Welcome to the NXT Podcast, your home for weekly NXT reviews and insight.
The beautiful part of NXT is that when one dream ends, another dream begins.
Find all of your NXT news, recaps, and analysis right here. So with that being said, we only have one question for you.
Are you ready?
We thought so. Let's get the show started right now.
All right, everyone. This is Memphis Mark coming to you from Mullet Manor, and we're going to do an NXT review on 9/5. And, of course, they start off strong. They go straight in to a ladies' championship match with Tiffany, Stratton, and Kiana James. And both these ladies can really go. So it's an entertaining match. I mean, there's some flipping and flopping there with little gymnastic stuffs, but it's done in the match in a way it's okay. I really like the match. Kiana comes off. I mean, I like her development this whole time. They both look like they've been in the gym a bunch, so their cardio was definitely okay. But the match was good, a good, solid match, and a good way to start the show off, too. So some big moves, high flying, and this was, hey guys, I don't say it unless I mean it, and go back and watch. This is a go back and watch. To tell you the truth, this show was a pretty good show, I have to say. Now, Tiff's going to win this with a moonsault, which is one of the prettiest in the business, as Booker T says. And she gets the win. But it's what happens after the match is what seems to be raising all the scuttlebutt around. Now, Becky Lynch, that's right, the man, says that the only title she hadn't had is the NXT title. So, next week, that is the match. So next week should be good. This week, as I said, this match was very good. Go back and watch her. So yeah, and they start a series of promos with the Creed brothers, and they're in their dojo, and at first they're in there with Tony and Stacks, and they're kind of getting along, and saying that they're coming for the belts, and they appreciated watching out for Ivy Nile and all of that. But then all of a sudden you have everybody coming out of the woodwork. You've got, let me see, it was the Creeds, the Stacks, then you've got the Nuffy and Blade come out, and they're getting into it. It's an interesting little set of promos. So that's how they started off before they go into, which I thought was going to be, possibly a semi-squash match in Dragunov and Mensa. But I was pleasantly surprised. It was a good match. So what I expected to be a 2-minute match, I figured they would let Dragunov just and kind of overlook Mensa in this deal, but I was surprised. Mensa looked very, very good in this match. He was able to do he has some great kicks. He has some great moves, and he sells good. Of course, Dragunov is Dragunov, so you know what you're going to get there. But the match, they let Mensa have a good portion of it and do a little whooping, some offensive moves, and it looked really good. It made the match interesting. Dragunov looked like he had been in a war after the match, so, and of course you got Metaphor on the outside. You got the ladies, and you got Noam Dar out there, and Noam looked like he was heading to Wimbledon or something like that for a tennis match. But anyway, the match was really good. Some of these the kicks. Now, at one time, Dragunov goes through the ropes where he does this little swing through and then comes back with the monster clothesline. Mensa catches him in mid-flight through the ropes, and it looked fantastic. It was a good match. And, wow, I'm going to have to say this is, it's a go back and watch her. The match is excellent. Now, Dragunov is going to win this match, in the end. But, just the sequence of moves, the way both guys sold, the way it looked, the atmosphere, man, you gotta grade this match high. But then afterwards, they continued the drama on. After a great match, then you've got Wes Lee coming out proclaiming, "Hey, look, man, I don't care who's," he's talking about hard or whatever. And then Dragunov comes back with, he's going to destroy anybody that gets in the way of him, going after that belt and his ultimate prize and what he is due. And then after a couple minutes of that, you've got Mello, of course, coming out. And he's going to remind them that he's retired both of their jerseys. So he doesn't know what they over here scuttlebutting about, but anyway, good little set of promos, good little after match there. So they go from that to they have Dominic reading. He's in the ref shirt, and he's reading the rule book because he's going to referee the match later on between Mustafa Ali and Nathan. Who was it? Mustafa Ali and Dragon Lee, or whoever the match was at. Actually, who was it? That bugs me. It's Dragon Lee and Mustafa Ali. So he's kind of tearing the pages up and mocking the whole deal there. And then they have a quick little Nathan Frazier promo before his match. So that usually dictates who's going to win the match if you get a promo right before your match. But after that, you've got Nathan Frazier. Wait a minute. Before they start this match, they do a little promo where they're introducing the new Thea. And she's with JC Jane. And so, they're talking, and of course, Gigi's going to come in, and before it's all over, Davenport's going to come in. So they're all kind of bickering amongst each other. But then they go to the match between Nathan Frazier and Duke Hudson with Andre Chase at ringside. And it's a Group B qualifying match for the Global Heritage Cup Challenge. Yeehaw. These are like 12-minute rounds, and hey, it's getting everybody out there. Metaphor, of course, is going to go and be in the skybox there watching the match. And this match did not last that long, but it was a pretty good match. Duke, of course, is stronger, taller, but Nathan looks so fast. It was just, and Duke sold. It's just Nathan looked like he was in another, like he was on one speed and Duke was on another. A classic David and Goliath kind of big man, little man has to chop the big man down. But Nathan ends up getting this win. And the match did not dictate that at first. You thought that in the end that Duke would just end up doing some big slam, a choke slam or something like that. But no, Nathan ends up winning this match. So a big win for him. And then after that, they go back to the Creed Brothers dojo and talked about the series of promos. Now you've got Hank and Tank. And then you're going to get Bronco and is it Reggie? Reggie comes out. But anyway, you're going to have all these guys because Hank and Tank are asking the Creed Brothers, have y'all ever fought? It's kind of stupid, but but Reggie trying to get street cred. Reggie, street cred. Now he's got some big old guys with him now, but Reggie. Flipping or scripts. All righty. So we're going to go to another kind of David and Goliath kind of story, which is Dabba Kato and Tyler Bate, the big strong boy. But Kato's been jumping in on kind of whooping Bate for the last couple weeks, so that is the reason for the match. And this match is another one where you think they're going to push maybe Kato. He's got the size, he's got the strength, but Tyler gets at one point in time, gets Dabba Kato up on his shoulders and spins him. Not the cardio, or Claudio, excuse me, cardio. The Claudio's spin, though, it's on his shoulders. You know how he does it. But at first, it looked like a very weak helicopter when the blades are still bent. But he gets him up there and he spins him around. I mean, it looked really good. Shows the strength of the man. Even if I let you put you on my shoulders, the weight of somebody and the length of somebody like that. But he's got some tree trunk legs, so the big strong boy spins him, and he just cut the big man down. That's pretty much what he did the whole match. He just cut the big man down. He was faster, not Nathan Frazier fast, but he was faster in the spots he needed to be. The match looked okay, to go along with these other, I said, go back and watch. Might as well watch this show. I liked everything about it. Yes, the big strong boy gets the win, and we're going to go from there to Dominic being the special guest referee, and he's got the shirt and the whole deal, but he's going to walk to the ring and get ready, and they throw a couple promos, little quick promos in there in between. They've got Kiana James and Roxanne in the locker room, and they end up getting into a brouhaha. So they cut out to a commercial, and they come back, and they're asking Baron Corbin who he predicts will win this match, and he pretty much says he doesn't care that he can whoop them both, but they have to win in the ring, which is going to which means he's going to end up being the guest commentator later on. And then, of course, by then you've got Tiffany leaving, you would think, and she has no comment about the Becky Lynch breakthrough. But so here for a chance to go for Dominic's belt that he is refereeing, you've got Dragon Lee and Mustafa Ali. And you know how both of these guys are. Both of these guys are fast, good, pinpoint. They sell, everything you could ask. Well, the match is everything you could ask. They were good. Even when there were mess-ups, it looked good. They covered. The match was good enough that you gotta. They did this in a match upcoming too. The match is good enough that you have to to pretty much either have some kind of weird ending, some finish it's odd, or you have to it's got to be some kind of controversy. And then this one is no different in it. After a fantastic match, both guys are on. I said Dragon Lee had a couple of a little mess ups, but they still they put on a great show. Now the count is what ends up being the screw job on this. It is Dominic does a kind of a slow count on Lee, and then a couple moves later is when Mustafa gets the opportunity to pin, and it seems his count is a little quicker and more consistent, and that means Mustafa Ali wins. So, and Dominic made it look good all during the match and everything like that. So he was there for the counts on a consistent basis. It wasn't like a total, one-sided deal. No, this was right at the end. So it looked good. They built the match, and then they gave us a finish. But when he's holding Mr. Ali's hand up, he pops him upside the head, lays him out, and then goes to Dragon Lee and says, "Hey, pretty much, sorry about your damn luck this time. I didn't mean that. I didn't do it, but I'm going to take this win." So yeah, it was a good match. A good match. And then another, I would say, go back and watch too. So like I said, you might as well watch the show. They go to Dragunov now in the locker room, and he runs up on Trick. And he tells Trick, they're talking about the statement that Trick made at the last week, that he said that he thinks Mello can beat Dragunov. But Dragunov says, no, you're lying to yourself. So good little spot there. And then they've got Kemp and Dempsey and Gulak training, and their flunky comes in, and they let them know that they found out that Valen had asked if he would be a third in a spot next week. And they pretty much say, Gulak says, you're not ready, and you better make this look good. Now, Sir Flunky says that he will. So they're building a wrestler right there, right in front of our eyes, guys. All right, so after that, you've got they're going to go back to last week, and Eddie Thorpe seems to be mad and in a parking lot, and he's talking about Dijak, and so yeah, he mad, and he won a match. So there we go. And then we've got a Global Heritage Cup qualifying match for Group A. Group B was earlier. This is Butch and Axiom. And you know what? Axiom, I love his entrance, but who was it? It was the Mensa when he came in earlier. His entrance, was it? Yeah, it was Mensa when he came in. He had a great entrance when Metaphor came through there. The way they did the light show and everything, it was good. I liked it. So, but in this match, you've got Butch and Axiom, which is representing England and Spain, with Metaphor in the skybox. And this is a good match. You would think, Butch should win this match. It's the way this is another way they had to not discredit either one of the performers. You gotta give a screw job on the end. Now, this match was good. Of course, Butch is going to, try to break your fingers, but he said some just bodacious slaps in this match. It was really good because you got two different styles. And now Butch will get up on the ropes and do some stuff, but he is a ground and pound submission, break your finger, stomp on your hand, which he did. Man, in this one, Axiom actually almost trips, and one time still makes it look good. That shows the quality and the training this man is, and where he's at in his progression. But the match is really, really good. Axiom's got like a drop kick that just, man, it looks really good. And people are going to just hate on me for this, but back when Jeff Jarrett, that's right, Double J, first got into the business, when he was he went from like a video guy, his daddy owned the place. So he was like a photographer, then a referee, then Bill Dundee beat him up and brought him in and made him a wrestler. But when he progressed on about 2 or 3 years after he was in the business, he had a drop kick that was unbelievable at the time. Just absolutely beautiful. I'm pretty sure he can't get that height anymore. But Axiom has something like that, man. He gets up there and it's so on point. It's really, really good. But in this match, they get to a 2-minute warning. So they kind of look like they're distracted. Then they put the clock up on the screen and it all goes into the storyline. So you're going to end up with a time limit draw. In this match, it was kind of fitting. I mean, because most of these guys are good. You really don't want one to get up on, Butch is on the main roster. Axiom's trying to get there, but Axiom's been doing great. So what do? They do a time limit draw. Which, as all right, I'm good with that. They've got a Von Wagner promo, where he's really talking sweet love things to a table, actually to the desk. And then we go back to the dojo, the Creed Brothers dojo. And, you got Tony Stacks. Now the Garzas show up and everybody's in there. And so, of course, if you put that many attitudes, or egos, I should say, egos in one spot, we're going to have us a fight. And that's what they do. It breaks down to pandemonium. Nothing but shenanigans going on today in the Creed Brothers dojo. And then you're going to have the new Thea with Casey Jane going against Gigi. And, there again, you're thinking they're going to just probably settle Thea down on this one. But no, there's an angle in the end. And the match, I've been a little critical of Gigi and her in-ring ability, but, she sold. Thea come out with a real big start and is going for submission moves and everything like that. So it's looks like that Thea's, it's a 50-50 kind of match almost, maybe 60-40 Thea. Until J.C. Jane jumps up on the apron and Davenport comes out of nowhere. Throws a move on her, throws her back to Thea. Thea gets her in a submission and bam, there is a win for Thea. So, they're building up an angle there with those ladies, but there we go back to the Creed Brothers dojo, and they're talking about Ivy comes back like, I wasn't gone that long, what the heck happened? And of course they're sitting there licking their chops like, man, should have been here, is all good, having a getting a little ice on them or whatever. So, apparently they had a good brouhaha. Then you got Laura and Dana Brooke and that new chick. that new wrestler, I don't know. But apparently Dana Brooke does not want anyone to talk to her. And so that's going to end up leading to a match with Lyra and Dana Brooke. Weird kind of promo. And then they go to a little promo now with Tiffany Stratton, and she uses the B word at the end of it to describe her feeling of the man, of Becky Lynch. And good little spot at the end there. I like the way. They're building something there too, and they're seeing the fruits of their labor so far with her, because she has really come on. But now you've got Baron Corbin out at the desk, and you've got a no DQ match with Von Wagner with Mr. Stone going against Braun Breaker. And this ends up being a very, very good match. Everything you want in a match. Von comes out really strong, throwing around and making himself look good. Then Braun, of course, is going to be Braun, and he's the first one to bring a chair out. He teases a little bit later on bringing a table out, because they've really been pushing the table angle with Von Wagner. So, but he throws Braun over the desk first. He gets the chairs out second, I believe, and third he breaks out the kendo sticks. But man, oh man, when Braun is swinging that kendo stick, whoa, it looks freaking great. He blast Von Wagner. I mean, blast. And I know what, I don't know what they feel like per se, but I know can't feel good, but with Braun putting that kind of force behind it is wow. And it just looked freaking great. You're at a Braun, you're going to get like the clotheslines, you're going to get a spear, you're going to get some throws and a sit out pin eventually, and all these things that you're going to get with Braun. And you got Baron, on the mic too. He's got the stick, so he's talking. But this is a good match. Von catches the kendo stick and does some great moves, and you're thinking he's about to win, and then they get on the outside when he's acting like he's going to put him through the table. And then he asks the announcer and like the timekeeper or whatever to move. And he throws him through, I call it Braun's wall anyway, because he's gone through it enough times. So Von puts Braun through his own wall, but looked great. And then Braun comes out and comes back. And you got the crowd hollering for tables. I mean, it was just a really good match. When I see Braun do the bulldog, I believe it was off the top rope even too, on a chair. And then he does the Stana Reclana with the kendo stick, and they do a kind of a strange little reversal when they're doing it, where Von's going to end up reversing the whole hold, whatever. And it was good until they go to the switch over. Then somebody's got to let their hand go. So that's kind of, it's the only angle there, but that's not good. But man, the match is just, Von, when he puts Braun through the desk, is one of the best desk slams. The whole thing collapsed perfectly. It looked fabulous. It was freaking great. But you're gonna have a groin shot by Mr. Braun, which will change the course of the match forever. So, yeah, we get a gonad shot and then a spear, and then that's going to end up with a win now. Before that, Braun had set up a chair in the turnbuckle, and he was going to go for a spear and missed and hit the chair. So all of these angles, but nope, gonad shot, spear, and a win. But after the match is over, Braun comes over while Vaughn is in the ropes and hits him with the chair. Okay, that's one thing. Drags him out, breaks the stairs apart, the two sections, puts his head on it, picks the upper section up with the handles, and proceeds to slam. Of course, they cut off, and you hear Baron Corbin going, "I can't believe he did it." That is the ending of NXT this week. You know we're going to have so many angles, so many things come out about this. So let's wait and see what's going to happen. It should be pretty good, folks. So there again, I say, if you can put Braun through a wall and through a desk, this is a go back and watch show. So I'm proud to say the review is of a go back and watch show. So go back and watch it. Anyway, guys, that is going to be your NXT review for this week for 9/5. Yeah, we'll close the book on this chapter, and we'll see you next week. But guys, we're going to end it just like we always do. If you can, help them shelters out, foster, spay and neuter. But as always, this is Memphis Mark, and I'm out.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.